Okay, so now I'm going to show you the trick that helped me with add or subtract, okay? For me, it's all about combining number. So you combining them. So how does that work? If you have the same sign, okay? So for example, 5 plus 3, they're both positive, then you just technically add them. So 5 plus 3 gives you 8, and you keep the same sign because they're both positive. So positive 8, 4 plus 8, same thing. It's going to both positive, so give them 12. The signs are same sign, right? Because they both positive, positive, positive. What happens if they have negative like this? For example, you see negative 7 minus 2. You might think that we subtract, and yeah, we are. But the way, whenever I look at this, I always look at these signs. They both negative, correct? So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to combine the number. So I'm just going to add, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. 5 plus 2 is going to give me 9. But again, I'm gonna add, I'm gonna keep the sign, the same size of this, because the sign is negative, so technically this is a negative. So that's in my thinking process, okay? So I'm gonna add both number, but I keep the same sign. I save the same sign, all right? So that's gonna give me negative 9. Same thing over right here. I don't care about all of this. All I care is that the number and the signs are negative. So this is negative and this is negative. So again, I did the same thing. I'm just gonna add. This is in my mind. This is my thinking, okay? Obviously, you don't always have to do, you always have to do this because it's gonna be so crazy. You just do this in your mind, right? You don't have to write it down. It's gonna be a lot to write down. So then again, I'm gonna add these two numbers. 4 plus 11 is going to give me 15. And then I keep the same sign because they both negative. So that's gonna give me negative. Okay, so that is how I always thinking in my head to get my number fast and easy. So again, you add both number and you keep the same sign. Okay, hope it helps. All right, what happens if I have opposite sign? When it is opposite sign, if I want to combine the number, and then again, this rule works only for add and subtract, not multiply or divide. So this going to subtract. So in my mind, I'm not thinking like this. I will take the big number. That's going to be A. I will minus 2. I like to do it that way because it helps me calculate faster. It's always easier to take the big number and subtract, right? So 8 minus 2 is going to give me 6. However, when you subtract, you have to keep the big number sign. So in this case, number 8, it happened to be a negative. So this is going to be a negative. So that's why 6 is going to be negative 6 because it takes the size of 8. All right, if that doesn't make sense, we'll try the next one. Oh, this is straightforward. 5 minus 3 obviously going to give you 2. But if you look at it, because 5 is positive, that's the reason why 2 get the positive from, because they get the positive from the big number. Okay? How about this one? Negative 2 plus 6. Did you see the signs is opposite? Negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. So if the sign is opposite like that, again, all the time, in my mind, okay, I'm gonna take 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 going to give me 4 because 6 happened to be positive. So the sign right here also carry, that's gonna be positive 4 or just 4. We don't wanna write positive when it is positive number, just write 4. How about here? Same thing, I got 5 and then negative 6. Positive, negative. You see, all you have to do is look at the sign in front of the number only. Just look at the sign in front of the number. Everything else, don't look. If you look everywhere, you go crazy, okay? So just look at the sign in front of it. So again, I'm gonna combine them. So I will take, again, I always take the big number, subtract. So I'm gonna be 6 minus 5 is going to give me 1. However, 6 happened to be a negative, so it's gonna give me negative 1, okay? So here you go, it takes the size of the big number. That's all we do. So I really, really hope it makes sense for you. Take sign of big number, you see? Same thing with this, same thing with this and that. All right, hope it makes sense. Take care. Okay, so as I'm telling you, you definitely need to know your multiplication table, definitely need to know your number guy. So here's a little tip to help you, okay? Every single time we multiply or divide, I always remember of my panda. Look at this, okay? negative, negative, and positive. So how did the rule work? First, positive times positive, straight easy. It's always going to be positive regardless. So for example, 5 times 7 give you 35. No doubt, easy, right? Easy, because it's positive number. How about if they have negative times negative? So look at the eyes. A negative times a negative going to give you a positive. So for example, if I have -3, I like to put a parenthesis because it's a negative number so I can show that it's not the same over here. So -5 is going to give you +15, okay? So all you have to remember is that if they both have the same sign, when you multiply or divide, the answer or the result is always going to be positive. As you can see right here, both positive, you're going to end up with positive. Both negative, you're going to end up with positive. So what happens if they have opposite side? So a negative times a positive going to give you a negative. Or vice versa, a negative times a positive also going to give you a negative. So technically, give you an example. So for example, I have positive, let's say 7 multiplied by -2. I always want to put a negative inside parentheses just so that I don't mess up the sign so people don't think that I'm subtracting. So right here, I multiply. So that's going to be -14. And what happened right here is if I have, for example, let's say -4 multiplied by 8, it's going to give me -32. So all I have to remember is really, guys, if the signs are opposite, if you have opposite sign, your result when you multiply or divide, only with multiply or divide, you're going to end up negative, okay? If you got opposite sign, the sign going to end up with negative. So I really, really hope that makes sense to you. Take note, okay? Here we go. So there are two scenarios right here, okay?